Hello, pedal people. If you've seen the video about the steel I was on it.
Sorry.
About the steel park from Laney, then this is another one about a different pedal. Brain fried. We shouldn't be doing this today. No, we really shouldn't. But you're only here today. This is Laney from Simon, but the other way around.
So professional.
My brain is really fried. This is so brilliant. But hey, NAMM's coming up. We all have lots of stuff to do. And you know what? Actually, wait, NAMM is not coming up because of what you said, reverse temporal engineering. What happens if you step into a reverse temporal engineering box is this. You get double-headed unicorn llama kind of Pegasus shit. Anyway, Laney has new pedals coming out at NAMM, which is now, for us in the future, hence temporal, still not funny. And there's this overdrive-y boost called the Steel Park. And then there's the Monolith. Difficult for a guy with a lisp. Monolith. Monolith in German. Let's just call it that. It's a more high-gainy distortion. Probably not for but why not? But not maybe for the really modern, but I have a really modern guitar. Well, we'll find out. How about that? I actually haven't played it. So Leslie, throw that on there. There you go. It's red. And no, I know it doesn't say Laney on it, which is confusing. But this is made in the UK by the Laney Friends Black Country Customs, which is their UK line. Is that correct?
Kind of like a custom shop.
Kind of like a custom shop. Try to find it on the Laney website. Difficult. But maybe now, not so difficult.
At NAMM?
During NAMM,
really easy.
It'll be really easy. But right now, not possible. They'll be confusing with a couple of company names there. Okay? It says Laney
on the bottom.
When you turn it around, which of course that makes a lot of sense. So, right into the sounds. Revv Dynamis on clean, into the aux with a 412 Queen backloaded and 2 mics, and also a Lewitt MTP 440 in front of the Tone King Sky King in the corner there, that green thing. So I'm feeding all the amps you're hearing into that Sky King cab because I can. So this is the Mayonnaise Hydra Elite 6. That's the name of this thing without a head. Hydra. Get it? Pretty clever. So, clean. That's the humbucker, and that's actually pretty. Pretty sweet.
That's good.
So, I don't know where it's set now, but I just push the button. And as you can see, the light illuminates purple, or kind of a pink. I'll call it purple. And that's cool, but when you switch to the different modes, namely the D1 or the D2 mode, the color changes so that when you're standing up during a gig, you know when you're pushing that pedal what mode you've previously selected. Pretty clever, just saying. In A, you know what? I have a feeling, hearing this and feeling it, that all your pedals have a definite character. They don't. There's some companies that come up with pedals, and it's pretty clear they went around and cloned a whole bunch of shit because they also wanted pedals, because making pedals is the cool thing to do now. A lot of Chinese companies, obviously, they all do clones, and they all sound completely different. They don't have a signature sound. Even the TI Boost and the two ones I played now, they have something that is you. A woolly roundness without being muddy, but there's something that is unique to them, I feel. Do you think that's true?
Yeah. Music is kind of holistic, and in that respect, Everything around you influences the way you hear things. So for us, it's the same thing when we build things. You have a series of inputs that we all bring to the table, and those inputs kind of remain constant whatever project you're doing. So, we have a collective sound that's us. In the same way that you listen to music and you go into the middle of Birmingham and you listen to Black Sabbath, it makes sense. In the same way that you go down Sunset Strip and listen to Van Halen, it makes sense. Juxtapose them, they don't make a lot of sense. But yeah,
what Simon said.
Yeah, we have a sound, and that sound is us. Why? Because we made it.
Well, yeah, exactly, because you. I like this a lot. And then I did it again, 11 and 11, even though it's the 4 and the 5, which you shouldn't. You should do... But I did. Try both and see which one you like. So, we're moving to the D1 setting. I don't even know what the other knobs are set to, and right now, I don't give a flying rat's ass. More mid-scooped, right? Quite a bit more mid-scooped. What am I? I'm figuring this out. If I could play this well, it would be cool. I'll work on that. Okay, mid-scooped, and then at the bottom we have a D2, which is another number. So yeah, that's less mid-scoop than D1,
yeah,
but still a little bit more than OD, which I read is double D, which I very much liked, and then I found out it's OD, and I was like, oh
dear.
Oh dear, that's also good. So the middle position for me would be the lead sound, because I want my mids.
Yeah.
I'll scoop it a bit more to give the vocalist a chance here for the rhythms. Let's do maybe some single coil. But then I want the middle here.
Yeah.
There were notes that weren't in there. You can do lower gain sounds rather nicely. If I put a Strat on this, I'd be totally okay with that. Who wants low gain? Come on. Don't be a wuss.
What's happened?
is nicely tunable. I like the treble.
Yeah.
And on the B there, you kind of didn't close it at the bottom.
No, that's because it's an R.
It's not a B. It's an R.
You spell range.
Like R.
Yeah, R as in range.
Like our regression.
R, yeah, range.
So this apparently is a, let's describe it as possibly like a little bit low frequency roll off to not make your sound too muddy when you're pushing it the way that I just did.
Tame the bottom end of the amp.
Bottom tamer.
Yeah.
I said bottom. Get it, minions? Bottom? Haha. No. More tamed the more I crank it up?
Yes. You know.
Oh yeah, that's flabby. Who wants a flabby bottom? It's not ultra high gain, but I have a feeling that using this to push something that's already gainy, you really get there.
Or sticking a steel pipe in front of it.
Or sticking a steel park in front of it.
To compress it a bit more.
And you see, up to that point, it sounded pretty dirty. Let me stick a steel park in front of it. That's mean, though. That's a great sound. Very chunky. So we, of course, take this into more amps, like, for example, the JCM 800, which at the moment is actually cranking a bit. Don't know if that's a good combination, but we'll find out. Would you have more volume or more drive?
I'd probably, I don't know, because the amp's pretty gained as it is. You've got to suck it and see, really. I would kind of go for more volume from my personal point of view.
That's what I've done now, and I'm thinking I'm almost there if I get a little bit more treble. That, yeah. So, more. Super tight now. I'm having fun. You just move fingers around and it's fun.
Metal wins. Every time.
It's fun. I don't know. I wouldn't listen to that because then people go, and I'm like, stop barking. I have dogs at home. But it's fun to play.
Fun to play.
Yeah,
it's good sound.
Wow. Okay, Black Spirit. No, that's wrong. That's the different number. I'm talking to myself. The Black Spirit 200 Houston Kettner is a magical non-tube amp. Let's see how it reacts to that.
Come on. Yeah.
Well, there's the Houston Kettner treble, but we can tame that. Well, the Marshall was more fun, but obviously I can get the Houston Kettner to the crunch sound and boost it with that. On the other hand, that's a 4-channel amp where it's kind of pointless to put stuff in front of it. That's not the concept, but you heard it here anyway. Moving on to the Morgan AC20, that's going to be interesting. You would think that's not a super brutally heavy amp. With the Revv G3 pedal, that was the best combination of all the amps.
Okay.
The most brutal.
Yeah.
So let's see. That's already, the amp's already kind of like...
Okay. Dimed.
No one who plays metal has that amp.
No.
It's not a combination anyone would do. It's not bad, but right now Marshall is where it's at. I have a feeling, and I'm not saying that because Beardy is sitting next to me, that once we get to the LA30BL,
things will take off.
Yeah. By the way, is it a prerequisite to have a beard when you work at Laney? Because the man back there also has a beard. Is it a thing?
It's in the terms and conditions.
That's what I thought. The 6, we are going to the Carbon Custom Shop 50, which is a super heavy amp. Difficult. Not super easy to get it in.
No.
Not for the sound I'm looking for right now, let's put it this way. If you're going for more standard power chord kind of stuff. That's totally cool. But if I'm looking for modern stuff, which is probably wrong.
Yeah,
it's too blown up.
Too flubby.
Orange rocker verb. That's got to do modern, but of course it's got that very orangey mid. I might not want to take the low end out there.
No.
That's not a good idea.
Dial that back in.
Yeah. Always a little bit fuzzy in the orange, you know? That's almost like a gated fuzz a little bit. but not the heaviness. We are going to the Jet City Emilia, which we did have on the... I'm curious now. That's cool.
Yeah.
We got it there. That the treble knob has to be taken with a little bit of caution.
Yeah.
But luckily, and I can say that you can't, luckily it's not a metal zone where the knob is really, really tiny and 1/2 millimeter does major changes. It probably does as much in terms of how much it changes, but the knob's bigger. With a bigger knob, you're good, she said. Nice saturation there, come on. Okay, that works, and that's a pretty inexpensive amp. Moving on to another inexpensive amp, the LA30BL by Laney or Black Country Customs, but who knows? It's one knob, kind of make it loud, and then I don't know what the other knobs do, and there's no loop and there's no anything, but there's this.
Oh yeah.
There's this. Wait, there's this. Let's do something I actually know. Wow, it sucks. Lovely tones there. That amp is always brutal.
Yeah.
You definitely want to have the range knob there to get the bass out, because if that amp doesn't need anything, it's bass. Okay, we're moving on to the Friedman Small Box, which is Plexi-esque and is much leaner in the bass. But that's nice. I gotta remember that. That works well too. The Argos is not gonna work because that's a non-headroom amp. The whole idea is there that it's blowing up already. It's not a high gain. The idea is not that that it's the high gain. So, well, good sound, the pedal's off. So let's
good sound.
yeah, but I mean, if we turn that on, we're just blowing it to bits. It's not bad. Want that really woolly, like, I can't take more bass out. No. And let's say you have a twinish type amp. We have the, never remember, Tone King, Sky King, and it's green. The color of the amp is very important. No. A little bit tough to tame in the high end. So, let me put this away. Let's pretend Simon's not here. So, what do I think about the Monolith by Black Country Customs, which is Laney? I feel that if you want a high gain distortion in a clean amp, it's missing a little bit of gain. But I think that the idea of it is, and that's what the range knob signifies, that is the general idea, to put it in front of an amp that's already a little bit cranky. Because on the Marshall and the LA30BL, that's exactly what it wanted. Also on the Friedman, obviously your amp plays quite an important role here. This isn't a pedal that will sound exactly the same with every amp. Again, you have to know a little bit how to tame it. Just like on the Steel Park, drive and volume, it's not just, okay, I've got my volume here and now let me get the distortion in there. No, it's like sometimes you want less drive and more volume. Sometimes you want a lot of volume and that's the same thing. Wait, sometimes you want less volume because you don't want to push the amp into its less headroom thing. So switch these around a little bit and play with them. You have more mids, less, and even less. That's how I would roughly describe that, even though that's not exactly what's happening. And with the range, again, listen to your amp. How tight do you want it? It's like a bass function, but without being a bass knob, right?
Yeah.
So I think we got some killer results, especially from, the Dynamis was great, and the Marshall and the Laney. But then you also have some amps where it's like, well, I don't really like it. Because it's pushing the amp, your amp plays an important role.
Yeah.
So I can't just give a blanket, oh yeah, go ahead and get it, it's gonna get you a killer result, because I don't know what amp you play. That's why we went into 11 of them. Do you think that's fair?
I think that's fair. It's always a case of the pedal it's a sum of the parts.
Yeah.
And really all of those parts are significant in the end tone. So, it's a case of trying it and making it work with your setup.
Which means
realistically,
nowadays you can order it, you can check it with your setup, check it at home, but also check it, very important, in the band context.
Yeah.
I know that means you have to leave the house and work with musicians, which isn't a great thing, but do it. And then you know if it works for you. We did go into loads of amps, maybe that gives you a little bit of an indication of what it will do for you. However, you heard it with a speaker and a speaker simulator. Your cab will be completely different. Frequency response is very cab dependent. So really this video was kind of pointless.
But fun.
But fun. I had a blast. Yeah. But really, for you, pretty pointless. The only thing that I think has some redeeming value is that at the end, you'll see some cute animals. Simon from Laney, thank you, Simon, for hanging out.
Pleasure.
Tom is on the couch back there. We don't know why he's here, what he's doing. He's handicapped, and he's metal. So, Animals at the end.